live with SimplyLesa. Sunday, Simply Live. I'm.
Go body.
Let's see if I can see what's. I'm so freckled. I just see me in the phone screen. I want all the. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I wanted to see who's here. I think I saw when I first came in. It showed me a little bit. There it goes. Oh, hi, Beth. And I think I saw Bonnie's name. Oh, and there's Iris. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Simply Live with SimplyLesa. Let's see. This is February 26th of February and 2023. And this I'm standing inside Homer and Catherine's gazebo. They have a 4-sided gazebo. Okay, how come that's on my screen? Could we make that thing go away? Anyway, I have stuff staring me in the face on the phone. That's okay. It makes me not look at the camera. So they have a 4-sided gazebo. It's a quick set by the company Clam. I was surprised because I really like gazelles, but I was really surprised at the quality of this. So I'm gonna be inside there with you guys this morning because it's cold in the wind. Now I don't have the I'm having trouble seeing the phone screen because I have the sun in my face. And there's something up on the screen that for some reason I can't make it go away. But we're going to sit down in there in a few minutes. Let me first. I hear Catherine behind me. Catherine's coming out soon too. Oh, there she is. We won't show her until she's all the way ready, because we know how that goes. But Catherine likes to come sit with us while we do this. So okay, wait. I have the screen. I was trying to turn the screen around. Oh, you still got my face. Turn that around. There we go. Okay. So this is, the view outside, and it's very windy. So you're probably hearing wind sounds. And I'll show you where I've camped the last couple of nights was back here. I'm a little more protected from the wind. But check out some stuff I did to the tracker. Goodness gracious, getting ready for Baja, people. I got my little, so I got frames for the light, I can't think of the name, for the license plates. Whoops, I'm wiggling. I got frames for the license plates, and they're made out of silicone. But anyway, so that's prettier. And then I got this little bull bar light bar thing. And I thought my light bar was a combination light that had both the yellow and the white. So I think the company made a little mistake, but I don't have time to change it. And I'm not going to, because it's just a really super freaking bright light for night driving. Not on the road, for off-road night driving. So that got installed. You could see that little set of solar lights that are just sitting there. That's not where they're going to live, but that's just a little set of solar lights I was able to pick up. Let's see what else has been done since you all were able to see the tracker. The traction boards are on the roof now. Some of you already knew that, and that's how the roof rails were put on. These were by the company from North Carolina, Perry Craft, and so these are on there. They're very secure. They don't scratch the roof, any of that. I put rubber mat under them, and I had to take my WeBoost magnetic antenna down, because the WeBoost magnetic antenna, I had the wire running inside the door, and we've had a lot of rain, and the rain was getting my seat wet, following the cord inside, making it wet. I just got the number stickers so that I'll be able to put the years that I've actually attended RTR around this. And I'm working on having somebody make me a similar thing for Overland Expo that I can put years around my Overland Expo on the window too. That's a thing I'm willing to show off. Then back here at the back again, saddlebags on the tire, the water port, that's my drinking water system, and I don't know what else is changed or newish or whatever. Not, to me, not tons of stuff. This is how I put that magnetic light on when I'm sleeping at night. It's like my front door lights. Inside, y'all saw my stuff this morning. Oh, that little cloth on the dash, that's one of my new P-rags. They sell them for people who hike, stuff like that. Okay, now there's a van over there. I don't know who that woman is. And then we'll come back over here and end up inside oh, look at Homer's cool Schwinn bicycle. It's a Stingray from, I forgot, the guys that make motorcycles. Oh, Orange County Choppers says it down there. It's evidently a specialty thing. Anyways, so here we are, Catherine.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Okay, now I'll set this up in a way that we can see each other. And all right. I've done a lot of driving this week, people. One of our neighbors, well, some of you met G. I think he was on here on the camera once. I don't remember if he was on the camera or not, but I think he was. Anyways, one of our fellow RVer neighbors. Yeah, sunshine right in my face. Woohoo, woohoo. Anyways, he's here without a towed or vehicle to drive away from camping. And he's had a bunch of things happen. And so I did a lot of driving with him, helping him out. Well, I mean, we help each other in these situations. So been doing that. Oh, Baja plans. Let's see. I probably am going to have to look at the... Oh, 12 people. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Please remember, let's do the housekeeping first. Please remember to put three uppercase Q's in front of your questions. Bring questions. Let me answer them. I really do really well that way. Being able to give you guys more information and what you want to know about. I'll do what I can. Please remember that there's super chats. There are ways for you to help me out by becoming members of the channel and getting early viewing of new videos. I just posted 2 this morning for later in the week. That stuff will get better as we go along, because what I'm finding is just like with other parts of life, it's been wonderful to begin to feel a little bit of stability with my rig. I'm calling it a rig, okay, with my tracker, with my vehicle, because once my process is more together, then I could think clearer. It's like I don't have to shop for new stuff anymore. It's like that works. That's yep. And then sometimes I go back and I watch interviews people have done with me before, or things I've done before where I showed off vehicles, and just to remind myself, where was I when I was doing that thing, or did that work better than what I'm doing now? So I've seen a couple of things recently that I was like, oh yeah, that was pretty simple. That really did work, you know. There's a couple of things that are working that I'll bring back the idea. I'll just execute it different so that it fits and stays in the lightweight department for this particular vehicle. Yesterday was Sabbath, and I don't always drive around on Sabbath, but in my opinion, it's not a deal breaker thing. But some people won't drive, and some people won't do certain things on Sabbath. But whatever, I'm I'm not quite like that, and so G asked for some help, and so I drove to Parker. Oh goodness, we had so much wind.
Oh yeah. Yesterday was
Oh,
intense.
I was white knuckle. As some of you can imagine, in a Chevy Tracker, it's a lightweight, high profile vehicle. And I can get it. I mean, I can pass somebody at 70 on a good day, but I'm not driving that car 70. In fact, I've already planned to put a max speed for this vehicle, 65 or something, on the back of the car. But I was white knuckle
Mm-hmm.
driving home.
Mm-hmm.
I could only get it up to about 60, and the gusts of wind, because the wind was blowing both directions across the road. That was hard driving.
Yeah.
So I got back here, and my muscles were so tight. I was like, okay, pry me off the steering wheel, right? I mean, it was scary, and I was safe, but I had to work at that to get us back safely. So kind of wanted to collapse afterwards.
You had to fight the wind, and if there's a car, coming towards you, hope you don't go that way and go the other way away from them. So yeah.
And the semis, because
Yeah.
it's 2-lane roads.
Yeah, semis will suck you
Yeah,
in
and
anyway.
the semis with that little air drag that they create, and some of you truck drivers will know what that is better, but that was hard.
Yeah. Irish is often how we are
If you don't
today.
like my speed, call a cop. I like that one too. Um, so speaking of stickers, now I did see there were queues, but speaking of stickers, I have ordered new stickers, 3 pages of them, to take with me to Mexico. I have not heard back from Darren if he has already printed and shipped them, but he told me he could get them to me in 2 days. That's going to be a $50 order. So far, I'm feeling like I'm going to be okay, but spending money the way I have, I I've had some blessings lately as well. But anyways, so that's a $50 order to get those. I think I'm getting like 48 stickers or something like that. I don't know. Is $50. So I don't yet know how to do the merchandising on YouTube, because I've never done those like printing t-shirt things with a company. So I don't know which company to choose
Mm-hmm.
to do like printed t-shirts that you guys could order, and then they'll just ship them to you wherever you are. So I know that they cost a little more money than than my normal budgeting kind of things, but I think that I want to be able to provide that to you guys. I think it'll be cool to have the option to have some of those things.
Yeah.
But I know me, I'm not going to pick the normal everyday just plain old t-shirt. I'm not that kind of girl. So you got
Beth put on here, if you don't like my speed, call a cop.
yeah,
As
that's
a
cute.
sticker on the back.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. So how are you guys doing?
We did
Yeah.
okay yesterday in the wind and that. I mean, being that we're in a big rig, we do okay, but
Yeah.
the rain was kind of scary there for a while. That it
Oh,
was
yeah.
coming down so hard, and I wanted to look out to see if we had a river running through us again.
I know.
So,
Well, and that was another reason why I moved my rig behind
Yeah,
you guys.
yeah, because you were
To
right
higher
there.
ground, because I really was parked in a wash, but I was using that tree
To hide in.
yeah, to kind of protect me and get a little shade. Okay. Oh, and I need to tell you guys right off, the tent, I loved the shape and everything of that tent that was on last week, but guess what, it didn't last 2 days, 3 days. The wind did not get up to 20 miles an hour, and the tabs where for the guy lines ripped out of the seams. So I have already returned it. I already got the money back, but I need to do a review, and I need to contact the company and give them my honest opinion about what needs to yeah, well, what needs to happen. So
It's okay if you're not in windy weather like here in Arizona or
I
any wind, but I mean,
yeah, I could imagine that on the East Coast somewhere when there's only weekend camping
yeah,
in a very calm situation where you could put it up on a lawn somewhere. That's a lovely style tent. I just think they can do a better job with the execution. So before we had the heavy winds and the rain, it was already down and on its way back to Amazon. So that's gone.
I
Um,
just had one on a sticker on here, say a sign that says, private sign, please do not read.
there you
I
go.
mean, that's like looking. Don't look at the pink elephant.
Oh,
Oh,
right, right,
that
right. Then
elephant.
you're gonna
Yeah,
just hunt for the
yeah. It's
elephants,
like,
right?
huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's see.
That's
So what else
funny.
is going on? I'm going to hunt for a shower either later today or tomorrow
Okay.
because I usually go over to the Quartzsite laundromat because for one they're $5. I mean, and being a budget girl, that really is, useful. Um, but I also offered, since G doesn't have a vehicle and nobody's taken him where there were showers.
Mm.
And I'm not sure their shower stall is the old regular style shower stall.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's too small for him. I don't think so. I mean, he's not a huge person,
No.
but if we could do that, I texted him, but I haven't heard back because I didn't look. I
Yeah.
put my phone on do not disturb today. Remembered. So but I had texted, I'm thinking about doing this either this afternoon or tomorrow. And if you think you can do that one and we'll talk is kind of what I did
Mm.
because I'm gonna go anyway. So
Yeah.
if he wants, I don't mind. Like
Yeah,
taking you for your
I
haircut.
don't think the beauty parlor gal's open today.
I don't think so either. I think that's
Yeah.
a tomorrow thing.
Yeah. So.
So today I'll probably, of course, I get so tired. Usually I get so tired after I do the video that
Mhm.
I eat and I don't do much else.
Yeah.
But today I probably will be trying to get in a walk because I want to. And then I need to install my new um, cargo pocket things for the side of my car. I
Okay.
found some and they're here. That's just screwing something on. I need to borrow
Yeah.
somebody's drill and whatever.
Beth, I'll make sure she takes it off when we're done here. She said, make
Okay.
sure you turn it off. Your do not disturb off
Oh,
so
off.
you can get stuff back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so.
That might be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, my new shoes came in. You want to see my new shoes? I have to pull one off.
I've been wearing the old ones. I like them. I'm
See,
getting a pair.
see my new shoes.
I may even
I got
get
a
that
different
color too.
Yeah, I
And
got
I'm
it.
not a pink girl, but I really
But
like
it's not
pink.
bright pink. Which,
Yeah, I mean,
and,
it's not
and
a
once,
hot pink, but I mean,
right, and
yeah.
once it gets dirty, it'll just be dirt color.
Out here, that's easy
Right.
to do. I think.
But I love these shoes, and my footprints. Whoever's been camped around me, you'll know my footprints. I
Yeah.
have circles in them, but I love my shoes. These are on my Amazon store, which you can get to if you go to SimplyLesa.com. That sounds like shameless advertising plugs. It kind of is. I still don't know that I'm really getting paid right for Amazon because there's a graph in my analytics for Amazon influencer that shows how many of you have clicked on something or bought something while you were under my store's influence, right? And lots of activity. But it says I've only earned $2.96.
Hmm.
And so I don't know if I have that set up right. It feels like I ought to earn a little more money when I can see that people have spent over $300 while they were under my influence.
Yeah.
So it seems like I should get more money. If any of you guys know more about that, if you'd email me, I wouldn't mind a little help. But next week I will be down in Yuma. Okay, there's a lead in to the fact that I will be leaving here in a few short days.
Yeah.
So Tuesday I am expected to pick up a package in Yuma. So whether I'm there Tuesday or Wednesday, but you know, I might leave tomorrow in the afternoon, but it all depends on my mood and the weather. So, but I'll be headed to Yuma, and then I'll be able to be at the library doing a lot of computer work in a calm, out of the weather environment. I know where to camp, but I will be scouting out a space big enough for the 7 overlander vehicles to hang out until they walk across at Algodones to get their visas and then come back to the vehicles. And then the next day to we'll go across the border in the vehicles. So that'll make all of our process easier, because parking on the Mexico side at the embassy in order to get your visa, the FMM visa, if you're going to be there any length of time, that's going to be difficult on the Mexico side for the big rigs.
So you have to drive over to California to go down to Baja. You can't
No.
do it there in Arizona.
No. We drive across in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we're going to walk over to Algodones to get that embassy work done. And I'm going to do mine before the other people do theirs.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been to Algodones, I don't even know how many times. So I'll do that while, early, so I have mine done and I know what I got to do. And then I'll be fresh for reminding people how, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because things change sometimes. Let's see what else. Yes, I'm aware of the State Department's Mexico travel, Baja travel warnings that were put out. I think it was in November and then again in January. I am aware of those. I am not concerned about them. Shadow Wolf, I just see your name popping up.
Yep.
Please do not buy that tent. I know it's lovely, but I don't think it's going to hold up. It's a fair weather tent, and so I've already sent it back. You might not have seen that. Good morning, TJ. I should. Oh, now my finger's going to be in front of the camera if I do that, but that's all right. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Let's go down. Yep. I don't want to put my finger in front of the.
You're putting it on your face, so.
Right. There's a deleted message. I didn't do that, did I? It says view deleted message.
I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
But it may pop up later for me.
Right. Just remember to take it. The do not disturb. Yes. Okay, I can't go. Oh, now it'll go. Maybe it's. Oh, our signal is not perfect here, and I'm away from the car, so I don't have the Wii Boost on. Okay, boy, do you see that I can't scroll?
Yeah.
So I can't go back and see your messages. I was trying to, but that's not working.
Catherine and Oliver just came in.
Oh, hi, Catherine. It was so nice to meet you and Oliver.
They will go to Altadena for the first time next week.
Oh, so Catherine, text me, talk to me more. I think you have my actual phone number. But you could get it from Brooke. Betty. Oh well, you. I don't think you two girls know each other. Whatever. But get a hold of me, Catherine, because I gotta go anyways, and I've been many times. I'm not afraid of that thing at all. Were there any more? The 3 uppercase Q's help us know it's an actual question. I'm not going to take a group with me to Baja this year because I won't do those things my first try. I don't like to lead people when I'm the newbie. So that's not going to happen. But guess what I have decided I'm going to do for newbies for next year, for next winter. I am going to return to one of my old things I used to do. I am going to have a post RTR SimplyLesa newbie camp. and it will be 5 to 7 days. And the location will be announced at some point, but that will be next year, and it will follow RTR. So RTR will happen first, and then there won't be a break. It will be the last day of RTR. The next day, it will start in a location where you have to contact me and you have to learn how to take and give good directions in order to find the location. That's part of your classwork. But it's something I've done for years.
Cool.
Since, well, my first RTR, people followed me away from the RTR,
Okay.
and I had probably 4 or 5 people following me for almost 6 months. And I was like, oh, good Lord, guess what? That didn't
That didn't work.
that didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Punch it again. All right,
Um,
let's try that again. So yeah, so I had for about 6 months. 6 months is too long, people. And I appreciate you, but 6 months is a lot of time when I'm not so people-y a person.
yeah.
And but I love people. I just need to be able to have my freedom to come and go. And so there are many people. I think it was my second RTR, probably 2012, when Michael, what did we used to call him? We used to call him High Top Michael. I think no, it wasn't High Top. What was it we used to call him? Anyways,
It'll come to you later.
Book Michael. Michael, he's actually camped really close to the entrance of the LTVA La Posa South. And he has a little dog now. He was in my second year's class. Can we call it a class?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. Second year's attendees, whatever, of the post RTR newbie camp. He and 7 other people followed me for a number of months. But the goal is that you graduate yourself and you drive away. So I had to come to a space because so many people wanted to do it in the past, and it's all free, people. It's all free. I graciously have accepted some donations for people who just wanted to help me, and they were like pushing it at me to where I finally said, look, I am going to put this cup thing here, and whatever's in that when everybody's gone, then I'll assume it's for me. Because I wasn't asking for, but I was really grateful because sometimes it would allow me to go buy food to make a meal or whatever. And so I had to find boundaries around that stuff. But Michael and Dwayne Lamb and the guy from Southern California, hang on a second, Dave, bus driver Dave. Some of those guys, we all just hung out for a number of months, but a little at a time. Some of the people that were new and a little on the, yeah, I don't want this to sound derogatory, but a little bit needy side.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Maybe
needed,
they were just a little scared to be out there to do that.
right? But they needed still.
Yeah.
And so some of them just took their time, and a lot of times I just leave people alone. It's just that you can camp right beside me. And if you're struggling with your cooking, or like you've helped me with the wind, with me being able to just bring my food in and stick it on your stove, and I'm allergic to propane, but let me tell you, her propane stove cooks way faster than some of my things. But my alcohol stove cooks pretty fast, and when I took G up yesterday to Parker, he bought me a couple of cans of the heat that makes that other stove that cooks faster run. So I'll be able to do some of that easier. But in the wind, it was like I can't even, and the rain, can't even stand by the car to cook because it was just, it's crazy cold and windy. So it just wasn't happening. So I've appreciated that you did that a couple of times when I visited with G afterwards.
Oh, she spoiled my baby too. My dog gets all the goodies from
Of course I'm going to do that. I'm Auntie Lesa. to all kinds of fur babies. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that next year. So let's you guys keep reminding me when you need to know more about what that's gonna be. Remind me early. So I'm gonna plan for that. I'm thinking ahead to how I will be able to mark where the campsite will be. Trying to figure out how I can add it to a map, like to the Google Maps, like
The spot.
the spot was added and the lit cactus was added, because I don't, SimplyLesa is not a technical business. I didn't get a business license and do all that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find out how to do those things, so that I can mark it well so you guys can find it. But really the first test to all my students in a newbie camp is, can you take directions? Can you follow directions? And then can you give directions? And so that's a thing we practice, because GPS is not always going to work.
Yeah.
And you never know. And I know there's all you new die-hard newbie people who are going, yeah, but it always does. Well, that doesn't mean you don't need to be prepared, because every once in a while your battery dies. And I know me back in the day, one time I was using some of the map systems on a phone and people were following me, and I'd never been through Phoenix. And I'm trying to drive through Phoenix and my phone got too hot and shut off. And I'm like blind driving through with people following me, people with trailers and stuff. Yes, I had Van Tucket at the time, so I was in a bigger vehicle. But I'm like, all of a sudden, I don't have any guidance for where I'm taking you. So it's just worth it to know. And to know how to read a paper map is worth it. You know, we don't have to do tons of work on that, but you ought to have an atlas with you. It's just wise. So that's a thing. Do you remember what I put as a title? Baja updates.
Let me go look. Whoops. Where'd you go?
But so yes, I am going to do that next year, and I've talked to Bob Wells. He is going to do a thing about
moving on with your other thing.
Moving on. Okay, so I've kind of talked about it. Okay, so yeah, I talked to Bob Wells and to Brian Gifford, and they are going to do an interview and a thing with me when I come back from Baja. I asked him to wait because I'll have better stories when I come back from Baja. And let's see what else.
Shadow Wolf said he can't even find his own bathroom in his van without a GPS.
That's funny.
Yes,
that's funny.
Yeah, we all probably had some stories of. Well, one time we were going, when we first came out, we were part of American Clipper Club, and we were going to meet them in an RV park in California. And I had my finger on the off button. Why? Because I'm the navigator and Homer's the driver, and it's like, oh crap, I don't know where we turn, and it took it forever to come back on. So,
Oh, yeah, those things will happen.
And one time we went to see the cousins over in Buckeye, and we took a back way to go down to Tombstone, and that back road was more or less for
Jeep
quads and that. And Jeeps,
Jeep road.
Yeah, it was really a rough road before you got to the main road, and it's like, I'll never take a back way again, even though it says it's roads.
Well, with you guys kind of rigs.
Well, yeah, it was okay. And because they had some jumps, and there was one that was a little jump, and we had to take it because there was no go around it type one. There was one that was a bigger jump that Homer seen a go around thing, but the other one, oh my gosh, I don't know how we didn't break something just going over that thing. I mean, we're going that fast.
Yeah.
So there's a few people that have come in. Judith Warren came in.
Oh, hi, Judith.
And then,
yes, please thumbs up. That helps things. Please like and subscribe if you're willing and want to. I'd love to have some more members. At some point, you members are going to get to pick some of your, what's it called? Icons, avatars, something like that.
Emojis.
Or something beside your name. Because right now, like Brooke is a member, and she has a gold star. And so for right now, that's what you're getting and Catherine, because I don't really know how to do that very well. But when I get on the computer in Yuma, I can fix some of that stuff. I'm scrolling myself to see if I can see what's going on back here. Um, it's been wonderful to get the work done on my rig and to have that water storage outside my rig. That's been wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'm. Who is that one back there? Oh, Jen. Hi, Jen. And Bonnie. And okay, so I got all you guys. Um, let's see what else. What else is up? I saw Bernie the other day. Let me talk about that a second. She stopped by and I helped her with another anxiety issue with her. She was concerned about driving through washes and mud and puddles, and we got her through that. She's mentioned in comments a number of times how grateful she was that I understood that when she showed up to meet me the first time, and she just went into a complete like breakdown, meltdown, um, because everything had been so stressful, and she'd never been in the country before. She was very much an urban girl.
No, okay.
And so she didn't even know what a wash was. And
Yeah.
so she kind of got out here and just went, oh my God, you're safe. And kind of started to cry and not knowing what was happening. This is a very common thing that happens for newbies out here. If you're just new to the whole idea and you've never done this stuff before, expect that that's a common thing that will happen, and it's okay. And so I was able to, get her a chair, have her sit down, have her breathe comfortably. And then she asked me if I was a therapist, and I was like, no, I just have learned over the years what has to happen. And then I taught her how to ground herself with some of the natural things, like touch your fingers to the dirt, touch a rock, hold a rock, touch the tree. But out here, don't just touch a tree if you don't look first. Trees, everything out here is sharp and can hurt you. So they have thorns, they have, that's why we get desert pinstriping if you get too close to a bush. Desert pinstriping means it scratches your paint job. And that's why when or if I ever get around to doing the body work on the tracker, I have already planned that my tracker will get a bed liner, either Linex or Rhino liner paint job on the tracker, so that the scratches and the dirt is a whole different issue with that. But it's a bumpy, it has a texture to it, so it's not like RVs. And but that's what's planned for mine when that day comes. I don't have money saved for it, so that's not happening anytime soon, unless somebody just goes, here, paint your car. And then I'll have to be up in St. John's and use my buddy Matt, who owns the Bug Barn, to do that kind of a job. But that's what that's when you're driving really close to trees and you scrape the paint, and then you have pinstripes. So all right, let's see. I don't know what else right now. I know that, I have made one new doctor's appointment, and they're working on setting me up with a new MRI so this is with my MS doctor. I will have that the end of April. So because it's in Phoenix, I will either be home or be on my way home. And so that's around the 26th of April. And I've asked them to, prior to that, could I please have a referral for a new MRI? And I am going to request a full blood workup and parasite testing.
Oh, for when you come back from Mexico.
When I come back from Mexico. I've had parasites in my travels before, but I'm realizing that some of my healing with the lion diet, which I'm still on, but some of my healing feels awkward to me. And so I know it's a good idea to have that full blood workup
Yeah.
and parasite testing. So I'm going to have that done. Let's just check me and let's check my MS progress again. And let's just see where we're at when I come back from. So that'll be April. And April, all that will happen after Passover.
Hmm.
And so I want to have Passover out here on the road. Now, for me, Passover is a tradition from my past, having grown up in the Worldwide Church of God. Um, and I have some beliefs around it, but I don't push them on anyone. Anyone who would like to enjoy a non religious lamb dinner, Passover Seder style lamb dinner with me, you're open. I'm open to doing that with you. I will be back in Arizona, and I don't know where we will do that, but just know that that will happen somewhere around the 5th, I believe it is, of April. And I do not want to be um, around the 5th of April. It's pretty good, like up in the Payson area, but it's not good above the rim yet. So
Yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah.
up above the rim at that point in time. But if any of you would like to enjoy a non-religious Passover dinner, lamb dinner with me, we can have a discussion about that, because I will do it. I've done it my whole adult life, and I don't mind people camping with me for a minute while I do the thing. But for me, that is the only meal that you're going to experience in my camp where I'm a little picky about what's there. So I don't allow bread to be on the table. And if you're going to have bread and you're going to come to my camp, you need to keep it in your camper for the week that I usually am. But it's only one night of the dinner. But for that week, I don't want the bread outside in the camp during my thing, because of unleavened. It's the Feast of Unleavened Bread follows Passover night, and that's, and I say a blessing over that one meal. Uh, I try not to be uh, uh, pushing what I believe for myself on anybody else. But that one dinner, I think,
That'll be a
it's
good
important.
experience for some of us that haven't gone through that. So.
Yeah. And I'm not Jewish. So
Yeah.
please understand that if you grew up Jewish or some other faith that also does this, my way may be more casual than you're used to. But I do usually have a very small amount, if I can get it, a tiny amount of red wine that we pass one cup around. And anybody that wants to can have a sip, or they can pass it by. If you have alcohol problems, we understand. You don't even have to hold the cup as it goes past you. Because I believe in making sure you all can be what you need, do what you need to do. But for me, this is special. And so I treat it that way. And there's plenty of people out in this community. I'm going to say there's probably over the years, probably been over 100 people that have had this dinner with me over time.
Okay.
And they've had it up at my property, and they've had it out in campsites. But we're not going to my property because every
Too cold.
year, yeah,
Too cold.
every year, right around Passover or the week afterwards, it snows again. So we're not going up to my place for this. But I still want to do it because I'm going to do it alone if you guys aren't around. So I may as well. And technically in the Old Testament it says not to do this dinner alone.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to do it with y'all. So anybody that wants to come, that's a time we can all be
Yeah.
together.
Shadow Wolf is rolling into California, so we'll say
Oh,
bye to Shadow.
bye, Shadow Wolf.
Have a good day. Good
Yes,
week.
thank you for coming. Somebody else was headed to California to catch up with their children. That's nice to hear. I talked to my neighbors last night up at the property, and they said somebody has a new razor up there, and they've been tearing up the roads
Oh
horribly.
gosh.
So at least now with my giving them the dates when I'm expected to return after Passover, after the 15th and before the 26th or whatever, he said, good, then I can work on the roads before you get here.
Yeah.
And but he said that my place is still locked up tight, but he said the animals have been all over my place.
Mm.
He said there are lots of animal tracks all over, so I may have to
Mm.
be a little careful with the animals.
Yeah.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be moving on.
Yeah, I hope
But
it's
I think all the animals have gone kind of off, you know, because of the weather. I mean, it's really been a crazy weather this year.
yes.
We've never been this cold
Well,
down here.
yeah, well,
Up there, yeah,
up there,
and down
yeah.
here.
But
But I mean, too many storms.
Well,
coming through.
my very first 2011, my first 2010, 2011, my first year here, it was 17 degrees, raining for 2 solid weeks over in Ehrenberg with the high winds, and I
wow.
wasn't looking at wind
Yeah.
speeds at that time,
Yeah.
and I thought I was going to freeze to death because I had just come back from Panama.
Oh yeah.
So I mean that was hard.
Yeah.
That was incredibly hard. Of course, people in their anxiousness to help a newbie out took my brand new sleeping bag and slammed it in the door of my van and ripped holes in it. That was hard. So just so some of y'all know, that's why I'm as gentle as I am with things sometimes and as careful, because I know what it feels like. I knew when I got the sleeping bag, it could be 5 or 8 years before I can buy another one. So
Mhm.
please don't. And I'm saying to the woman, please don't.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Well,
Yes,
it doesn't matter for you. You can buy another one. It matters for me. It's all I got.
Yeah.
So sometimes some of you have experienced me being a little strong with people, but it's because, come on, people, take a step back and think about if you didn't have anything and you couldn't get anything,
Yeah. You don't need to
how you
destroy
would
somebody
feel,
else's
because
property.
people destroy things all the time in with the thought that they're helping, because that doesn't matter. Well, maybe it doesn't matter to you in your life or me in my life. To me, if my hairbrush is full of hair, I'm pulling the hair out of the hairbrush and I'm putting it in the trash can, and there are times when I'll let it fly into the ether because I know the birds will make a nest out of it, right?
Yeah.
But some people would be like, oh, that's horrible. And then there's other people who would be like, oh, but you're losing your hair. Well, no, I'm not. So my perspective and your perspective are different about everything. And so just check with people before you do things. And especially if they've had a hard time or they're traumatized by what they just went through. Brooke can speak on that one. Sometimes all you need is a place to just stop moving near somebody that's safe, that you feel safe enough, even if you don't know them well, but just that you feel safe enough to just stop and catch your breath and rest and think. Because I believe, Brooke, I bet you can thumbs up this one. That I've done that with more people than just her, but I know she's on here. So,
yeah.
And she said to me so many times, "You saved my life," because I did it. Some people, they show up and they look like a deer in the headlights, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do anymore, and I can't drive anymore. And so take a deep breath, stop. You'll be okay. I'll check on you.
Some people just have trouble just driving out the driveway. I don't know if it was on one of your live chats a long time ago. Somebody couldn't even leave with their Class C out of the driveway.
Out of the driveway, yes.
And so we kind of talked them into going, well, there's a Love nearby. You can go there, start there, rest stops, wherever. So places you feel comfortable.
Do you remember that person then? I encouraged them to just go take a nap in the car, and they took and they did it. They took a nap in the car, and then they slept a night in the car, and then they went somewhere to a campground or something.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that feels really good when you see those.
Yeah.
Just try it, people. I mean, try it slow. use your turtle steps. Turtle steps are slow motion forward, right? They're because baby steps are too big. When baby steps are too big, cut it back to a turtle step. Turtle step means I got my foot in the air, but I don't know where to put it. It's going to hang out here for a week. But then next week, I'm moving it forward an inch. You know, I mean, whatever, but at least it's forward. So I do that. I have to remind myself all the time. Where's the turtle step in this?
Yeah.
So, all right. So I talked about a little bit about diet, showed you a little on the car, talked about Yuma and moving off down there. I'm gonna miss you guys. We've been hanging out a while.
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah. Slithers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and somebody. Let's see. What's the girl's name that has the Nomad? What is her name? I can't think of it right now. She has on Facebook. She had Nomads Helping Nomads Network. She visited me once at my home, and I was a little nervous about letting somebody else come there because of past experience. But I was like, you can only come if I'm there. You can only stay an hour. You know, before she got there. And she was like, oh, that's a little strict. And I was like, yes, but I have reason. And then she got there and, you know, she turned out to be an okay person and whatever else. But then she bought property about 20 minutes, a half an hour away from me. And she's got 120 acres up off of I-40 that she's trying to turn into an RV community thing. And, you know, blessings to her.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I've had enough of people and how people do things. But anyways. Oh, G. Yay, G. How you doing? I've talked about you already. So she was there, and when she was leaving, she really wanted to give me a gift, and she couldn't think of what to do to give me a gift. And so she finally pulled out her rocks, and I'm like, honey, I'm not a rock person. And she's all gaga over rocks that I've seen for years, right? And I'm like, yeah, they're beautiful. They really are beautiful, but I'm not a rock person. And she pulls out this one piece. It's tiny, itty bitty, little tiny, itty bitty, 1 inch long sliver. And she said, you know what that is, right? And I was like, no. And she goes, it's your sliver of hope.
Oh,
so it's on the windowsill up at the cabin. Okay. It's my sliver of hope. Let's see on the note with G got a campground host job up in Oregon. So some of us are going to go visit him at some point. That's kind of cool. G hasn't had a job in a while, and he's waiting for his disability determination or whatever they call that. So don't forget to stick him on your prayer lists if you feel like it. If you're a praying person, please put all of us on the prayer list. It helps. Yeah. We know it helps.
Beth is saying here, the first time I came out to Arizona, I ended up mentoring a gal who I'm still in touch with. She had no clue how to live in a van life. Right. We stayed together for 2 weeks and had I had to explain to her, she had a TBI and she had no idea.
Yeah.
What's a TBI? I have no idea.
Traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, and I've had some. So yes. Many people.
Sometimes you don't know you got it.
Right.
Or even the other ones that the military comes.
Well, it's sometimes you don't know you've got ADD or ADHD or that you have, a little bit of a awkwardness with human beings or whatever it is, But
those are hidden disabilities too.
Yeah.
Like I have a disability, but you don't see it.
Right.
I have a loss of hearing. Right. So how do you explain that to somebody? I mean, it's not like I do have hearing aids, but I don't like them.
Right.
So I read lips.
Right.
When I have to.
Right. So. And Al Christensen's like that. I didn't understand that for the first couple of months I knew him, that he was better with everybody online. And I was like, but I've camped with you. How come you don't know me yet? Mm-hmm. And then one day he let it out online that he has a hereditary hearing problem that hearing aids can't fix.
Yeah. Same
And I
with
was like,
mine.
oh, well, duh.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Right?
But when you get in a group of people and there's a lot of noise, it's even like when we're driving. I can't hear Homer across from the Class A.
Right.
It's just too much noise with everything, and he ends up talking really low. It's like, what?
Right.
Speak louder, please, or
Right.
I just ignore.
Right. And you've been having when we're talking prayer list, you've been having some knee problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
I
put
did,
that in there.
we went shopping. And I overdid my knees, and then I was sitting on the couch, and Homer walked by and
Bumped it.
hit it twice, and that was enough. You know, just hitting the side of it was enough to just put it into trauma mode. But they're better today. But I mean, there are sometimes that just come
It's
on,
hard.
knees.
Yeah. And now on the hearing side, G the other day, it was hard for me to go through the process of realizing that G could hear something that I couldn't even hear.
Hmm.
And so he said something about, do you even realize that you're raising your voice a lot, but sometimes it's your excitement.
Yeah.
And sometimes are you realizing that you have um, a tone or something that you
Mhm.
can't hear because
Yeah.
then he did something and it was like, can you hear that? And I was like, what are you talking about? There's no sound. And he goes, oh yeah. And my phone is weird, isn't it, G? There's
Yeah.
20 people on here. Thank you guys so
There's
much for
somebody
coming.
new too.
Oh, pseudonym. Earlier they said it was Jen.
Okay.
And
And she said, suddenly I understand why Lisa's always had her head turned to her, face her friends. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I try really hard to think about the other people in front of me. And yes, it was part of my there's a lady out on YouTube that goes by the crappy childhood fairy. It was part of she's excellent for learning how to heal trauma stuff.
Okay.
Okay. And I have multiple childhood and adult traumas. And so I listened to her a lot for a long time, but now I forgot what I was saying. But but it's part of she's probably where I learned that my habit of making sure other people
Mm-hmm.
are taken care of
Mm-hmm.
and are well or
Mm-hmm.
have what they need
Yeah.
comes from how I learned to survive as a child
Mm-hmm.
because I had a not healthy,
Upbringing. Yeah.
not kind. And yet some people would have known our family and think that I'm lying, but I'm not lying.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and everybody's experience is different. So if you're a family member, which is possible because I've had a nephew and a niece both friend me again on Facebook. And so it's possible a family member could be out here on both of my children. And so if they're out here and they hear me say something, please, if your experience is different, just understand. I can understand that you can have something different from me. But we were poor when I was growing up. And I was not treated the same as other people in my family. And my experience is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And my story is mine, and yours might be different. But, anyways, that's that. So, thank you all for being out here. And I've seen that we've had up to 20 people today. Please, the thumbs up does help the channel and the algorithm thing to keep showing us as being available out here. Um, I did just, I'll do a little housekeeping thing for the channel. All my stuff is under the channel name Simply Lesa, spelled Lesa. You know that if you're here. I tried to do a consistent description that would just automatically load with videos, but it doesn't seem to load on everything. When I'm in Yuma, I will try to clean that all up. I have Cash App now. I have PayPal Me. I have an Amazon wish list for things that I would like to have personally. I have an Amazon store. I'm an Amazon influencer. I have my blog page still, but I haven't written out there in quite some time. And I have SimplyLesa.com where there are buttons you can press to find things. I'm also on Instagram as SimplyLesa _. Let's see, what else housekeeping wise? I do have a membership program out here that I am beginning to now schedule the videos to come out. And if you're a member, you get to see it first. And then it comes out to a lower membership. And then it comes out for everybody in the world.
Okay.
And soon I will be setting up a members only Facebook group where you can freely go out and talk to each other at any time. I'm hoping after, it probably will have to be after I get back from Baja, but I'm hoping to then set up whether I can do it through YouTube, or I'm not sure if I can do it through YouTube or if I've got to do it through like Zoom or Google Meet or something. I would like to set up where we can once a month, you guys can have real-time access to me for a month. I mean, for once a month, real-time access to me to get help. And I don't know if I want to add if you pay a little bit, we could do a little consultations. I don't know. But I'm open to that because I've had people ask me if I would consult on their vehicle builds. And I've done many consultations for free on vehicle builds and how to minimalize, how to make it a comfortable small space, and what gear might be useful. And I'm willing to do that, but I'm feeling like a little compensation would be helpful. So I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to work hard. Some of you that know me well, and many of you do, you know, I'll just real quick go, I'm so tired of working, I don't want to work anymore, people. But I don't mind helping you. But sometimes my energy gets so low, and Catherine has experienced this, that sometimes my energy gets so low that just like before we did today's video, live chat, rather simply live, let me start saying it. I put my beef for my lion diet for today's meal in a pot, and I handed it to Catherine to put on the edge of her stove for when we're finished.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to cook when I'm done, because when I'm done, sometimes I just need to like decompress.
Yeah.
I don't know another word for it, but whatever. So
Chilling.
Yeah, chill.
Just time it. Check out. Check out time. All of us need that.
Oh, isn't that great that you guys are finding each other's things? I just see that.
Yeah.
I think my finger was in front of the camera spot, but
found somebody's Instagram.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
somebody else is Beth is in in Homestead Nomad. I'm assuming that's a group on Facebook.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, they're homesteading nomads. Oh, that's right. I saw that the other day. Yeah. I didn't realize it was
on
you.
Facebook?
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't realize who it was.
I'm hooked into all the stuff that's going on in Quartzsite.
That not all disabilities are visible thing. I have wanted that. I have wanted that thing in so many times. I would love to, I don't know where to put it, but I would love to have one of those myself, because when I'm walking down the street, you can't see mine at all. Not at all. Now, Catherine's, you might notice because she didn't hear what you said, or she might be
Mm.
favoring her leg or something.
Mm-hmm.
But me, unless I'm waddling, is what Jen used to call it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She used to call it that I would waddle. If I'm waddling, my MS is bothering me, but I didn't know that's what it was for years.
Yeah.
So, and being on this lion diet, my left side is much stronger. And I talked to Nathaniel last night. I'm going to ask him if he'll be my lion diet mentor kind of thing, or sponsor like they do
Yeah.
in AA or whatever, right? Um, he is so encouraging to me because he cured his MS. He does not have, he doesn't say remission, but his lesions on his brain are gone.
Mm.
But he told me last night, be a little more patient with yourself, Lesa. You've only been 10 weeks. He said it was at 10 months when I started to feel it significantly better. So he said, be a little patient because I've been jonesing for a cup of black coffee. Now, some of you know the only black coffee I would drink anyways would be from the Bulletproof Company. And that's because theirs is sourced as low to no mold and something else. I forgot the other word. But I would only have theirs if I was going to indulge. Um, and but I know it's a plant, and I've been really wanting to stick to plant-based things. So I've just been like not knowing what to do about wanting that so bad. So I had bought honey and I had tried it because of what Michaela Peterson had encouraged, that if you're jonesing for something, to stick with animal products and to go the route of Manuka honey. So Manuka honey is horribly expensive.
Mm.
And I had bought one jar my first week and I ate the whole jar. And she had said, do that if you needed to do that. And so I had done it once. So then I went and bought honey from some friends who have their own farm up in Montana. And when I had one spoonful of that, I blew up like a freaking balloon. Like the inflammation was incredible. Nathaniel last night was telling me that, okay, G, when we went to Walmart, we bought me 2 jars of horribly expensive. I'm not even going to tell you how horribly expensive Manuka honey is at Walmart. $15 for a jar of honey is one thing, but when it's above $15 for a jar of honey, I'm just like,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
anyways, so G wanted to make sure that I had food in my long-term storage inside the rig for my trip to make sure that I would be okay. And so I've stocked up on a couple of things. And but we bought me 2 jars of Manuka honey, which is horribly expensive. But Nathaniel told me last night that in his opinion, it would have been better to buy filtered honey because when they filter it, it gets all the pollen out, and the pollen comes from the plants and might be
Mm-hmm.
the thing that was making me inflamed.
Yeah.
So, gee, when you picked up that little pack of individual packs of Nate's raw honey, we should have got that. But it's okay. I'm not complaining, and I'm very happy with what I've got right now. But I will be careful to watch what happens with that. And I did the other day buy both a little tiny log, little tiny. They're only about 3 inches maybe long log of goat cheese the other day. I'm aware that it's made from pasteurized goat milk, and so it's not the best quality, but I did eat that. I felt fine. I didn't react. I didn't blow up like a balloon. And I ate one wedge of Machano. I don't think I say that right. Sheep milk cheese. It tasted so freaking good. I couldn't stop eating it. It just was like, oh my God, And
It
then
was
I
your
want
candy. It was your
it,
chocolate.
yeah, it was like having candy. And so but at least I didn't do the coffee, which would have been plants,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I also learned that I might not want to do that again right away. I was going to save both of those items for this year's Passover dinner for myself, but I didn't. So, um, and I might have those items at Passover dinner. I don't know the answer right now, but uh, um, but that's that anyway. So I don't call it a cheat. I just call it I'm maneuvering this. But Nathaniel's help last night, just the guidance and the extra hang in there. You got this. Just remember beef, salt, and water. And he's really, Lesa, I know you've been doing good with the sea salt that you have, and it's a good one. And you've got the pink Himalayan for when I'm making my own electrolytes. I got the pink Himalayan salt and it's a potassium something. I don't remember if it's citrate and a magnesium something. That anyways, there's a recipe on the liondiet.com website for how to make your own electrolytes. And I bought that so it would be cheaper. Because electrolyte packs are just horribly expensive. And I'm just trying to be, I'm come on, I'm on a budget just like y'all are. So I should be starting to use that this week too. And because I want to cut out the Pellegrino. First, there's so much trash. And if I save the Pellegrino or the, uh, what's the other name for it? Club soda. No. What's the other one? Tonic water. No, it's club soda. It's not tonic water. If I save club soda and Pellegrino or other mineral waters that are fizzy, if I save those for my treats, like when I go in a restaurant, it'll give me something to do. Yeah. So
like Perrier water type thing.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I'm aiming for next is to cut that back because I don't like the trash and the bottles, and it's not that expensive when I'm only eating what I am. But like I said, Nathaniel was really encouraging me to beef, salt, and water and get the Redmond's real salt in. And I don't have Redmond's real salt yet because I was having trouble getting the order. So I'm hoping that the health food store down in Yuma or the Fry's in Yuma still has Redmond's real salt. I'm hoping they do. And then I'll be good for a little while until I can order again. So that's that on that lion diet. Am I missing anything?
I'm just reading.
Anybody got extra questions about that kind of stuff? I am finding that that I love steak. I love steak so freaking much.
Those two that you gave us was, oh my gosh, was so good.
So good, yeah. And so I'm even able to. I feel like not only has it simplified my life, but I don't think it's as expensive as some of the things I had to do before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to share a little bit, which is kind of nice. I've missed being able to share my food with other people.
Yeah.
So to share a steak with you guys, or to share a steak with G. And then yesterday we were in Safeway in Parker, and yes, it was Sabbath. Sometimes things happen. But I was able to get grass-fed beef. What was it? I forgot what kind of beef. But anyways, grass-fed, some special kind of beef, ground meat in the little square packs, the little 1 pound packs. Anyways, it was on sale, so it had a manager's special sticker on it at 30% off. So instead of it being $11 or $10 or whatever it was closer to 6 or 7. And so I went ahead. That's what I had yesterday when we got back. Mm-hmm. G was wonderful because after gripping the steering wheel so tight driving back, when we got back, he was like, well, you need a break. And so I'm like, yeah, but I just want to like vegetate and I want to like shake my arms and get the muscles working again. Yeah. So he put the meat on. And it was funny he decided to kind of slice the meat, yeah, put the chunk in the fry pan and then sliced it with his spatula. And I said, "Oh, just flip it over. Those are cute." And then I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, "Wow, if you rolled that a little bit, it'll look like a sausage or a hot dog." And so we cut it again. We had like hamburger sticks. It was great. And then he cooked enough extra that he put some in a Ziploc bag that I was able to eat last night for, when I got hungry again before I went to sleep last night. I ate the rest. So that was awful nice.
The only question that came up was Beth said the disability patches come in pink or aqua.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh yeah, I want an aqua one. I've got to put my post office box back out. It's on some of my videos. I'm not changing my mailing address from St. John's. I'm going to leave it. It's costing me a little bit of money, but there's some other things. And I think if or when I'm coming back down here again next year, I might just rent a box or something for a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet time will close up.
Yeah, because quiet times will be good.
They're retired.
That's great, Beth. Yeah, aqua. Of course. I mean, I'm kind of into blue. I mean, I know this jacket's black. I have no blue on today.
Your shoe?
No,
gray.
Nope, the gray.
I got the blue on.
Yep, not even.
I got the blue on my shirt.
I
got my.
Not the sports bra, not the panties, not nothing. TMI, right?
Yeah. TMI.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So, yeah, I think. I've been starting to be anxious about, and I mean anxious as in anxiety, having anxiety feelings about Baja. I saw where some people had canceled their trips because of old, like 2-month-old, State Department notices. And so somebody had put out a video about it was their worst day in Baja video, and they said something about going through one of the normal checkpoints, and they made them get out of the van so that they could search the van, and they patted them down. And I was like, that's not unusual when you're going through a checkpoint in a foreign country. Yeah. So to me, that's not weird, but to those people it was. So I was like, okay, well, so, as far as my anxiousness is not about that. My anxiousness is about the fact that I have never physically, now, I've been in the car when other people did this. I've been in my own car when other people did this. But I have not physically shifted my transfer case. Okay. So to any of you guys out there that want to laugh at me for that, but I've never needed it yet. So I'm like, I don't know what it's going to feel like, right? And so I need practice with it so that so it feels more familiar. Yeah. So I'll probably get around somebody down in Yuma and do some practice with that. I don't know. But I know that the guys I'm trying with, Jason and Melinda, Jason's already told me, yeah, don't worry about it. You're going to get practice, girl. And I know what it feels like to lock. I have manual locking hubs on the front on my 4-wheel drive. And I know how to do that. I know how that feels. Because in Costa Rica, lots of people had these vehicles. And you would get to the river and the people in the front seat had to get out and lock their side. So I knew how to do that. That part's not. And I've been beside people shifting their transfer case, but I've never done it. So that's where my anxiety was starting to come in. Am I going to be able to do the 4-wheel drive stuff? I'll be fine. And then so my friend Ronnie is the one who did the welding on my hitch in order for me to have the water port, which is now my drinking water jug, and my water storage. And then he also is the one who was able to install my front little mini bull bar and my light bar on the front. And we thought it was going to be a welding job, and it wasn't. He was able, right behind my plastic bumper was a nice big chunk of steel, and he was able to drill through and bolt it on.
Oh, good.
So it was an easier project for him, but it was still involved because he had to
Yeah.
wire it all up.
Yeah.
And so, just so you guys, in the vein of how much do things like that cost, I think I already told you that when we did the hitch thing, that was a $50 job.
Mhm.
And I had to pay the 25 for the extra part for that, but that was before. And so for this front end thing that we did, I paid right around $60 for the part on Amazon. You can look that up in the store. And I know my store is a little messy right now. I tried to find something with somebody on a phone here at the spot the other night, and it was hard to maneuver. But I'll work on that when I get to Yuma. So hang in there, folks. Hang in there.
Check out
I'm getting it.
everything she's done. I
Yeah.
mean, she has it in categories, so
Yeah, but
pick one and go
right.
look and
But I'm
see
going to
what you have.
change the categories
Yeah.
because I need one that's for
Yeah.
for food and diet and stuff like
Okay.
that too.
Yeah.
Because G wants me to put one out there that's EBT food, approved food,
Okay.
and I want to put one out that's lion diet stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, so but back to my light bar on the front. So I paid almost $60 for that light bar that came as a kit, and then I didn't have to buy any parts because Ronnie already had a bucket full of bolts,
Mhm.
and he already had extra things for the wiring, like heat shrink wrap and things like that. He had some extras,
Yeah.
so he was able to do that. But I had to pay him $40 for that install. So
not
just
bad.
so you have an idea, that's kind of what it costs to do something like that. But the only other option for today for the front of my car was to have a new bumper built. Well, even if I got a bolt-on Jeep JK bumper, which sometimes fits really close, it would have cost me between $300 and $500 for just the bumper and not the labor. So that's not happening right now. I'm happy. The tracker looks pretty good already. So I'm pretty happy with that. Before I leave here, I'm gonna borrow your sewing machine and
we got
you some.
sewing to
But
do.
yeah, we got
Yeah.
some sewing to do, and I've got a couple of pieces of clothes to repair too.
Yeah.
But so we got a little sewing to do. I want to run in town and get a shower, and I want to install those, and I want to just reorganize my car a little. Although more reorganization happens as I move around, but yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. Thank you guys for hitting those thumbs up so that the algorithms will help. The new stickers have a change. Oh, I told you about that last week. I just remembered. Yeah. And the change is instead of keep life simple, or keep life simple, which was on the first batch of stickers. Now it actually has YouTube and a YouTube logo, and it has, so it says SimplyLesa.com. Then it has a YouTube logo, and then it has keep living simply. So some of that's developing into something that feels better. And isn't it weird? All these years, I got that Simply Lesa thing when I was 7 years old. So how it's developed now after all these years seems strange, but it is, and that's the way life is. Okay, I don't know. We're a little over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Any last minute things I need to do? I am so grateful you all come out here. Please, as we're able to, let me know what you'd like a little more of. I'm still working on how to do this better. Oh, and speaking of how to do this better, when I was at Walmart with G, I noticed that Walmart's selling a rear view mirror camera. So it's a whole mirror, but it clips over your current one, and it has a camera on it.
Okay.
But inside of it, it has a touch screen thing, so you can see stuff.
Oh.
And it's only like $30. And
Okay.
so I don't know if that would be helpful, or if my getting the clip that claw clips over the back of your mirror to hold your cell phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm kind of looking at one of those two. And I think the claw clip thing was only $13.
Well, that's
So,
not bad.
but either one might allow me to film when I'm driving what I see in front of me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I've been driving, I have video clips from before that I haven't been able to get out of my phones. Okay. But from when I was driving, like up in Oregon, and these mountains in front of me, and I'm just going, oh my gosh, I wish you guys could see this,
Yeah.
and I would hold the phone up and be like, okay, I got to put it down.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
hold this and do this.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that one of those things might be really nice, so I can show you
Yeah.
guys what I'm seeing. To have that on film for to share, I think that's because there are some of you out here that are living vicariously through us, people who travel.
Yeah.
There are some of you who are never going to have the four-wheel drive and drive where I go,
Oh yeah.
right?
Not me.
Not you, right?
Yeah.
And there are some people that just aren't even out here driving and on the road, but they still want to know. And
Yeah.
so I'd like to do that. So I'm seriously
You could
considering.
probably do some little shorts of those too.
Yeah.
Speed them up. Just
Yes, so that
see
they're
the
shorts.
roads in Oregon, or
Yeah.
when you're out four-wheeling, you know what it's like.
Right. And when I just rewatched a couple of my old videos,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that I ought to just go take little clips out and
Yeah.
go, there's a little, that's good. That
Yeah.
one's good.
Yeah.
Grab that one. So I might be real busy next week at that library. And,
Yeah.
and you don't know too. I didn't tell you even. I one of the packages I'm picking up in Yuma is another Amazon order, but I sent it the old way I always got my packages in Yuma
Mm-hmm.
through the post office system.
Yeah.
But anyway, I ordered a little tiny mini. To me, it's a thumb drive,
Mm-hmm.
but it's an OTG, which is on the go, which works with your cell phone.
Ooh.
And it's got a terabyte of storage space in this little tiny itty bitty thing that goes in your phone.
Oh my goodness.
And so I bought one because it was $30
Okay.
for the trip. So
Yeah.
that, because knowing that I probably won't have cell signal that whole month.
Yeah.
So I bought one for the trip so I can video and film, and it can be stored on that.
Okay.
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 And then when I come back, I'm going to buy another one so I can put movies on it. Because right now I've got 3 thumb drives and I probably only have 20 movies or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have a whole buttload more of movies if I
Yeah.
downloaded and
Yeah.
whatever. So, but I figured buying one at a time was enough. I don't have money like that to be spending a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
But I wanted to be able to capture some of this
Yeah.
so that then I could tell the stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was a good idea.
Even if you don't do voiceovers on those road trips and that, you could put music to it too.
Yes. Yeah.
Through it.
Because I
just
only
to drive
have,
and watch.
right. I have one, I think they're called shorts on
Mhm.
Instagram,
Mhm.
that was a short video I filmed when I was driving in the mountains,
Mhm.
coming down here from Prescott.
Mhm.
And it was snowing, and I didn't know it was snowing on that particular road. And
Mhm.
just as I get to the road, to the highway, the guy moves the sign opening the road. So it'd been closed all
Oh
night.
my God.
And I was like, oh shit, I hope I'm all right with this little tiny car, but that's where I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah.
White knuckle, whiteout conditions,
Again.
blizzard conditions, the whole drive. But there's this little short video, and I found Christmas music that they would let me use, without having to have a license. And it was, the weather outside is frightful,
Oh yeah.
right?
Let
And
us
so
know, let us
that's
know,
out
let
on
us know.
Instagram. I've got thousands of views of that little clip.
Mhm.
And so I've
Mhm.
only done 2 like that because I couldn't maneuver them.
Yeah.
But that will,
And I
like-
learned this week that when you do a short, you can use copyrighted music, because I'll have to show you the short that Dana did of our
Okay.
carpet flying.
Oh, okay.
And Deb was telling her you can use copyrighted music for it. You don't get
Okay.
in trouble for it. So
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, it's kind of funny. So
And I saw that on those little shorts and everything now, my super chats and super thanks will be out there. There's a little heart. So if
mhm.
you want to give me a couple of bucks, right, as a, like a donation or something, that's all available out there,
Oh,
and you
okay.
could get paid for the shorts now.
Oh,
So
cool.
the more people that see them and hit like buttons, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So so
Yeah.
so like I said, as I find the stability with my rig, I'm so happy with this rig. You haven't heard that from me since 2011. There's been problems with everything. I'm so happy with this rig
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I can do this. I can handle
Yeah.
it. I can
Feels
manage
like
it.
home on the road.
Yep, I can do this. So as that's more stable and as there's less stuff that I'm looking forward to doing, the easier it is for me to do the filming stuff. So that's going to get better, I guess. And let's see what is left for projects on the car. G and I were discussing my freezer refrigerator situation because I do want to bring that back out. So I've decided, basically, as a decision, that when I get get back from Baja, then I'm doing health stuff during April and the beginning of May. Then I'm supposed to be doing something or at least volunteering at Overland Expo in Flagstaff in May. But then my summer's project, my next big project this summer, is getting my solar system and my refrigerator able to run in freezer mode. That's going to be the big summer project to get done. And G and I discussed all the things I've already tried and stuff like that. And he said, have you ever thought of 80/20 extrusion? Yeah, it's what I already decided I wanted. But we're now talking about maybe building along the side behind the driver's seat away,
Okay.
and then somehow making it so we can exhaust the heat from the motor in the refrigerator to the outside during the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and in the winter leave it inside for heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bigger project, but that's for the summer, and y'all can be involved in that. So
That'll be interesting to see.
yeah. So and then so that's that. And now I'm gonna say goodbye.
It's time to say goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming on another Sunday morning and being with us. Don't forget to pray for everybody. I talked to Shane this week. Keep praying for him, but he's doing good. Business is taking off with they hired some marketing company to help, and they're doing TV commercials and stuff. And so he's getting a lot of work with the
Okay.
rain and the weird weather in California has helped his business. It's an online roofing business.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's a whole thing. But
No, I was just thinking all the weather that California got, and I was looking at on the Weather Channel that the flooding and snow and everything they've had to deal with. But
right.
they needed it all.
Right. They
We all
needed it,
do. They
but
get
they're-
it. We get some of it too.
but their houses haven't had rain or weather in so
Mhm.
long
Mhm.
that the roofs are leaky and stuff. So it's helping Shane.
Yeah.
So
That was good.
so pray for everybody. I pray for you guys every day. And
Same here. I pray for all of our tribe members,
yeah, and
whether I
so
know you or not. You're in my prayers.
keep living simply so you can travel light and often. And
Yep.
y'all have a wonderful week. Ciao.
Bye, y'all.